Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. In the last part, we found that there was a mysterious theft at the power plant. And that a rocket grunt, who's clearly not from this place, stole it, and yeah. But before we actually go get the part, we're gonna go find Misty. Beat the 6 of us to win a fabulous prize! Think you got what it takes?
I don't know why, but with your accent and all that stuff, I just barely thought of the Futurama joke of the foreigner from the Robot Fighting League. I'm not from here! I have my own unique customs! Look how I flair them about in your American culture! And of course we had to have Bender shove the American flag down his throat. Wait, I just referenced wrestling. Can I reference Hulk Hogan?
Sure.
Can I?
Do it.
Let me tell you something, brother! Let me tell you something! I'm gonna take this Oddish, and I'm gonna beat your Mr. Owl, and what you gonna do when my next Oddish runs wild on you, brother? Nuptop is the destroyer of worlds, and therefore, brother, has way too much to do these days!
All that and I still didn't level up. Schoolboy Dudley was defeated.
What you're basically saying is I need a Hulk Hogan harder?
Next time.
Alright. I'll try. His accent's hard to do.
I'm second, now it's serious!
We're waiting on Andrea to take up all the girl voices because she wants to, and then we have to take them.
Then you end up taking them before I can think of it.
There's no time to think, you just gotta do.
I know, but you guys
Wigglytuff!
She is kind of right. We do speak over her quite a bit. We love Andrea, but you know, that's just the way it goes.
Your puny defense curl won't save you.
Neither will your big anime eyes. Boom. One shot. Slade Wilson gains 700 experience points. DC fanboys, eat your heart out! It's Deathstroke! What, too much?
A little bit. Rush! Hell, it's a female, so it's gonna be Rush!
You don't even know how to do a Grand Ball.
I didn't even know Granbull had an accent, or whatever.
What are you using Roar for?
He doesn't say its name, I know that.
Some do. Grumble.
I don't know what. I've never heard Grumble.
It depends on which episode.
Tell you what, I'll make up for it by doing Schnabel. Schnabel.
Yeah, I've heard Snubble.
Schnabel. Because I'm doing the Pikachu's Vacation one. The one that showed up out of nowhere.
It's first debuts.
Yes, its first debut, and also Meryl's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was originally called Pika Blue.
No, it wasn't. That was just an internet rumor.
I don't care. I still like that rumor. It was funny. Pika Blue. Oh, good. We're capitalizing on Pikachu.
How could I lose?
Oh, and here comes another lass.
Here's number 3. It won't be easy.
But yet you'll rhyme right in time. It's a schoolboy.
Joe.
Reminds me of a trauma I suffered when I was but a schoolboy. I was attacked by a Siamese bat. I mean Siamese cat. No, Siamese bat. They're more dangerous.
But for me, it was Tuesday.
But for me, it was Tuesday. Somebody actually did suggest that, like, if we do a commentary track, we need to do that movie. And you know what? We need to do that movie.
Which one?
Street Fighter. It is that bad, but it is so good!
Of course!
Of course! I can't do Raul Julia, man.
Nobody can do.
No, Raul Julia is one of those things that, like... I'm glad a perfect impression has never been made. Because he's timeless in that regard. But the day Bison graced your village might have been the most important day of your life. But to me, It was Tuesday.
Mr. Al grew to 43.
Yay!
Schoolboy Joe wants to use Vaporeon.
Hey, hon, it could be worse. I could be doing Christopher Lee's Raiden.
I don't even know that one.
You're all going to save the world. Sorry. I would do Johnny Cage, but then I'm worried we'll throw our shoulders out from shrugging. You know, because Nostalgia Critics showed that that can happen.
You took in sunlight.
Did you? Did you really?
Yes, I did.
Well, apparently sunlight doesn't taste very good because you just shot it back out. So I actually do need to ask this question just because people have asked, and I'm actually a little curious. At what point do we get Gen 7? Because, well, the dates have been getting shorter. Are we due for Gen 7 already?
I wouldn't say so just because of Tembo. I'd say Gen 7's another couple years out, if anything.
They're actually gonna make us wait? I mean, because, like, between 5 and 6, what was that? It had to be a year. Or maybe more.
I think it's only like a year and
Do
a...
we know anything about Gen 7?
We don't even know if there is Gen 7.
No, we won't know until there's an announcement, and then all the Pokemon YouTubers will go crazy! And we'll be there to watch it.
Yep.
Is there anything we would like to see, like, as far as improvements in Gen 7? Because I'll tell you, Gen 6 did a lot for me, so...
Really?
Yeah, I can't think of an improvement after Gen 6. It did a lot of stuff that I wanted to happen in Pokemon. Aside from it coming to consoles, which will never happen. Even I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still hoping, holding on to that little bit of hope there that one day...
Why wouldn't I? Pokemon would be a great console game.
Yeah, but it was born on handheld, so...
And handhelds it must stay.
Yes.
And I agree. I don't like that idea, but I do agree with it. So I can't argue with that. But maybe Nintendo will wise up and finally give me a TV cable for the 3DS.
You just invent one.
Because I'm not that good with hardware. And the only person that I know of that is that good with hardware, we don't have the funds to do it. And we don't want to have the lawsuit from Nintendo. Because we did what they refused to do.
But yet they could put Pokemon Coliseum and all that stuff.
See, I don't want a game like that, you know, where it's a fighter simulator, you know, just because we want them all in 3D models. Gen 6 has fixed that. We have 3D models. So at that point, I want to see something unique on Game Boy. Not Snap, not gimmick related. Not like if you want to do Snap, that's fine. But I want to see like an actual RPG fueled kind of Pokemon game. Here's a great idea. Way back when they had the Mystery Dungeon titles, right? Do that on consoles. That's a cutesy enough game that it would work.
I like it how you call it a cutesy game.
What, am I wrong?
It doesn't have to be cutesy.
No, it doesn't. But I'm saying that's a good enough game that you could do it.
Yeah, but you use cutesy.
Well, mostly... Hun, you can't argue that most of the Pokemon that are used in those titles are the cutesy Pokemon. They're the first evolutions. They're the pre-evolutions.
Not all of them.
Not all, but most. Welcome to Drak and Shadow, where Drak and Andrea argue constantly, apparently. At some point, we're gonna get a comment just like, could you guys please stop fighting? We don't like it when Mommy and Daddy fight. It's like, I promise, Mommy and Daddy love each other very, very much.
Was that your future child writing that comment?
I guess so! Reaching out of the ether! Actually, no, she'd probably be smacking me for giving all the Sonic fans too much crap.
Oh, but speaking of reaching out and time travel and future and all that. Yesterday, at least Wednesday.
Yes.
Yesterday was the day that Marty McFly went to the future.
2 days ago.
Really? 2 days?
June 9th.
June 9th, okay.
June 9th is when he went to this year. And I would just like to point out, we still don't have our hoverboards yet!
Or flying cars, or
Yeah,
Jaws 19.
How's the 2000?
Or cars powered by garbage.
How is all that never exists here in this 2015 right now?
Who knows?
Because technology is also different. I mean, I actually remember reading an article at the beginning of the year that was like, why a lot of the technology in Back to the Future Part 2 would not work now. So it's like, you couldn't do fax machines now because we moved beyond fax machines.
Yeah.
So having a glorified fax machine doesn't make sense. You couldn't do, like, enhanced media because we already have that, you know? There are some things that have made it, but there are some things that haven't.
Yeah, but the flying cars, the hoverboards.
I will admit, we haven't had the flying cars yet.
Or the powerless shoes.
I don't really want that. Or the funky coat
I want
that
the
automatically sizes itself to you.
I want the powerless shoes because shoelaces are bullshit.
Wasn't that the tagline too?
No, that's just one of James Rolfe's bits.
Yeah.
Because he did a you know what's bullshit about shoelaces. And he's right, shoelaces are bullshit.
And we technically have had another thing happen where, you know, like if you remember from the old antique store where they actually had an old Apple computer, like an old Macintosh computer. We just actually barely had a Macintosh computer get sold as an antique. And somebody actually did prove that the NES version of Jaws has been sold as an antique at one point for like $15,000. So,
$15,000?
yeah.
Man, what do you think you're selling? Chelsea Clinton?
What? And you wouldn't say maybe the Atari game did not make it to an antique store?
No, they were too busy being buried in the middle of the desert.
Well, people are hawking those for for tens of thousands of dollars now.
Besides, the Smithsonian now has a copy too. Yes, the Smithsonian has a copy of E.T.
Well, the Smithsonian probably also has a Archie Bunker's chair.
A what?
Archie Bunker's chair.
Yes, they do too. They have that too. No, they basically kept it because it's a piece of gaming history. And yes, I'll admit, it's a piece of gaming history. A piece of... Remember, Adam doesn't curse. Adam leaves that to the AVGN, who sounds better doing it. And I'd just like to point out, we've had a Porygon on our screen, and we haven't had seizures.
Because it wasn't Porygon that caused the seizures, it was Pikachu.
It was. It was indeed.
Super Nerd Pat was defeated.
Oh, so we're saying that Porygon gets the blame?
Yeah, it really got all the blame.
Yeah, in pop culture, Porygon got the blame for that.
And Porygon's never been seen in the anime ever again.
That's just too bad.
And I actually did like one person's convincing opinion piece that we really ought to blame Dratini for the fact that a gun was in Legend of Dratini. Even though Dratini was not even involved in it whatsoever. This guy made a compelling argument that because it was named Dratini, we should just blame Dratini on that.
Well, Dratini comes first when you choose Dragon.
I'm more irritated that we didn't get Legend of Dratini because it's the actual Safari Zone level or episode.
Yeah.
Where you got Safari Balls and all that. And that's supposed to explain why Ash has a whole herd of Tauros.
Yeah, why he catches so many Tauros.
Come on, I wasn't the only person in Orange Islands that literally looked and went, when the crap did Ash get a Tauros?
That was even before Orange Islands that we knew that. That was like the first time they went back to Pallet Town to see Professor Oak. Yes,
Yeah.
but they're mostly Tauros from the Safari Zone.
Yep, that's true.
Like, what? When did this happen?
Yeah, exactly. When did Ash get a Tauros? We saw the Safari Zone episodes. No, we didn't. We didn't see Legend of Dratini because guns.
They couldn't even make them invisible guns like in Yu-Gi-Oh!
But yet, later on in the series, you see Team Rocket holding some type of done like what
We've seen them hold bazookas, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen
Yeah.
them hold bazookas, rocket launchers.
I guess because they're handguns, so...
At a couple of points, they've had tanks. Nobody got on Team Rocket's case. I'm just saying.
But yet they just would not have anything to do with that episode.
Nope, wouldn't at all. We'll never get Electric Soldier Porygon either. Probably for the best. I think that's an episode forever in the ether, isn't it? It can't even be acquired.
You can find it on YouTube if you look.
But why would you? Why would you want to induce a headache?
That's a good question.
Why, Pikachu? Why must you cause me pain? Because
Cool
Pika
trainer.
Pig. That's why. Which is funny, because people think we give Pokemon so much crap, yet we're fans.
We like the games.
We're like those Gen 1 purists that you don't like. that hate the mini movie that came out of Red.
I didn't hate it, I just think it's really overrated.
Oh, no, that was it, because you thought the movie was overrated and the Pokemon community doesn't agree with you.
Yeah, because everybody's saying, wow, this is so awesome. I'm like, well, yeah, because, one, nostalgia, but it's not awesome because it's a highly condensed version of the first game.
Because raging nostalgia boner.
Sure, it was kind of cool, but at the same time, it's just like, wow, I would have preferred a 13-episode series out of that.
It really kind of deserved to be an OVA.
It was an OVA. Well, no, actually, it was
Like a
technically...
full-on, like, 6-episode OVA.
Yeah, well, I say 13 episodes. That leaves enough room for each gym, the Elite Four, and whatnot. And... you're
Without
right.
having all the travel filler.
You know, I get it. They're never gonna stop making the Adventures of Ash catch him, and they can keep doing that till the end of days, fine. But give us more meat to your specials.
I'm thoroughly convinced that at this point, every time Ash goes back to Pallet Town, and he eats so much food from his mom...
Hold on a sec. Misty.
Aw, why did you have to show up and bug us now? Do you know what they call people like you? Pests. You heard me, right? Oh, those badges you have there, are they Johto badges? If you have 8, you must be good. Okay then, come to the Cerulean Gym. I'll be happy to take you on. I'm Misty, the gym leader in Cerulean.
I'm also the #1 subject on DeviantArt that people like to draw.
And I play as the Misty Mermaid.
Well, you know, Bill, he's my grandson. He's in Johto. Does something with PCs. So I'm house shitting. Bill told me about a Pokemon that has a long tongue. If you have that Pokemon, share please? No, 'cause I don't have it.
Nobody collects a Lickitung unless they're doing the Gotta Catch 'em All.
And we still can't get into Bill's mysterious garden. I know there's a Mew back there!
There's a Mew, there's a Suicune, there's
There's a Celebi, there's Rayquaza. Even though,
insert legendary here. They're all back there.
yeah, they're all just back there chilling and they won't let us get in there.
Bill is the only one who has been fueling all of the legendary rumors because he has them. But then again, we did give him the Bakura voice, so he is evil like that. We gave Bill the Bakura voice, the evil one,
Evil Bakura.
because it's fun to do.
Diglett!
Hey, you just created a hole in your house, Diglett. That's not cool, man.
We were held up by robbers before. I heard that's some shady character sulking about. I won't stand for it if he turns out to be a thief.
And what will you do about it? Aside from call Officer Jenny and expect her to do something. And wow, random pockets of teleportation right there.
That was not a teleportation. That's what we call a jump cut.
I was gonna say, that's thinking with portals there, Alex.
I'm kind of looking for the hidden item.
Isn't it in the middle?
Yeah, but I couldn't quite remember where it was.
Poor Polly-chan. He's subjected to manual labor whenever you want to surf.
Sorry about being away. Let's get on with it.
Let me guess, a swimmer.
How did you ever guess?
I have no idea.
She looks more like Poison Ivy.
Which Poison Ivy?
I don't know.
Just Poison Ivy in general.
New 52 sexy Poison Ivy?
Sure, why not?
Poison Ivy.
Well, it is Pamela Isley after all.
Yes.
Maybe because she's green.
Well, she could be blue. Dabba dee ba da da. There are blue plants.
Sure.
She just chose green. And then she teamed up with Harley Quinn, and they were awesome!
Don't let my elegant swimming unnerve you.
Yeah, we're not unnerved.
Ah, you're swimmers, you're pathetic. You had like 2 Pokemon ever.
That and apparently you have some really bad back problems, because you're just stuck in that position.
Yay, sprite limits.
That's Game Freak being lazy and saying, we don't want to draw midsection. We just want to bend her over, and then we don't have to do all that much pixel.
Actually, I think when they were developing this game, they had a hard time keeping the sprites constrained.
Yeah.
And like the president of Nintendo at the time had to step in and kind of help them out.
Oh yeah.
Sugar.
And it's Brianna. Oh, that's appropriate. I don't know why, but it is.
Okay.
We'll make it work. I don't know. People might have noticed that the Pokemon LP has now become like our rampant ADD moment.
Every LP's like that.
Yeah, pretty much. We're trying to recapture that which we lost in Star Wars.
Yeah.
By the way, Star Wars is coming. Stop asking!
Are you still thinking that they're still asking?
No, they're still asking. So when are we gonna get Star Wars? Is it gonna be like right at December? No. We're gonna do Star Wars stuff, don't worry.
Why don't you tell them when?
In fact, that's actually another commentary track we've been suggested is go through all of the Star Wars movies. Which I actually think might be fun.
Especially with the Geek News crew.
What?
Yeah, especially with the whole Geek News crew.
Oh yeah, getting Aldo and Romney involved in that. But I'm just gonna make sure that we all laugh at the one stormtrooper that hits his head on the Death Star door.
Boom. Well, that leads to the question, are we gonna do like full series order, both trilogies? Are we gonna do like the hedge order?
The recommendation has been that we do both trilogies. Okay. And I know that that's gonna cause some pain for people, but, well, we kind of have to. Because we have to go look on the good moments of Lucas, but also the bad.
Fine,
really?
what?
There's good and bad?
Yeah.
Yes, it's called Jar Jar Binks.
Maybe there are still some fans out there that love Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah,
not as many as you might think.
If you're 5 years old, maybe.
All 2 of them.
Misa.
Dude, I've literally seen somebody, like a little kid, look at Jar Jar Binks and, like a little plushy Jar Jar, throw it to the ground and stomp on it, okay? Not even kids like Jar Jar. And I'll bet, you know, like, because you and I have watched the Clone Wars, I'll bet every time, well, you probably haven't, but somebody out there, whenever Jar Jar has come up in an episode, we're just like, oh, more time devoted to this pinhead. Speaking of, that's actually one of my goals this year, is I'm going to finish Clone Wars, because I want to at least finish Season 1 of Rebels by the time Episode 7 comes out. Because I want to be in the mood.
Well, how far are you into Clone Wars?
I just barely started Season 5. So I just barely did the whole arc of the younglings getting their lightsabers, and I'm working on it's like the Operation Rogue Droid assignment.
I'm trying to think what season I am now in.
I'm in no season, because I'm not watching.
And yet we keep inviting him to use our Netflix.
I have no interest in the Clone Wars.
Well, would you watch Rebels?
No, because
Why not?
I have no interest in Rebels either, because I don't like the animation.
Okay.
And I found the machine part.
I think I'm to the part now where Ahsoka leaves the Jedi.
Well, next time we're gonna take on Misty at the Cerulean Gym.
And we're gonna clean up that magic cut, I guess.
No, that's
I don't
gonna
know.
stay.
Random pockets of teleportation!